Hey guys, this is Jamie. So today, I guess I have to apologize that I didn't do a video last week. I felt really out of my depth with some personal stuff, and it did influence today's topic. And I was thinking to take a Christmas break, sort of refresh a bit, because obviously I've been doing videos for years, and yeah, I felt like I didn't want to discuss depressing things over the holidays. So here we go. So I feel like recently, obviously, there's been wars, uh, but one thing is when you are in a war and you think things like I need to do everything I can to survive, but I feel like this has been sort of imprinted or printed onto everyone's sort of life these days. And this is something that I've been noticing, and I've been avoiding social media myself because I just feel very tired right now. So it's weird that I'm going on social media to say that what I don't like about social media, to post it further and advertise on social media, but regardless. So yeah, so I do feel like people are being very self-centered these days, and there's a lot of sort of directions I don't understand. Obviously, there's a lot of talk online, offline, academia, etc., about where we're headed, sort of uh, different communities, movements, war-wise, Ukraine, and obviously what Israel is doing to Gaza. So yeah, and I really feel like, and then so we're left with a very, very grim, dark political atmosphere, and then we have the smaller one where I feel like people are really sort of trying to focus on the fact like, why am I single? Why am I not getting laid? Why am I not attractive? And etc. And I do have to say that obviously I have the privilege of being with my partner for 13 years now. So obviously, and we've been open, closed, polyamorous, monogamous, everything. So, and me and my partner, we grew together. So obviously, I don't have to wake up and think, how will I find a partner, or who will complete me in one way or another. And there's also talk about like whether porn is beneficial. Porn has been changing as well, like people prefer amateur. There's also a lot of stigma against porn these days, and obviously when you like open Pornhub and look like at the front page, you'll see that back when we were growing up, as in like when I was growing up, my partner was growing up, like these things would be considered sort of like hardcore fetish, hardcore fetish. And I feel like now degradation and everything, where it goes to the point of absolute humiliation, and the bar is far more extreme, shall we put it. So everyone has this desire to sort of to conquer, to be independent, to sort of treat others as if they're a piece of meat, and it's very bizarre. Like obviously we've seen that in different sort of trads religious movements, but I do want to say that it's everywhere as well. So obviously, you have incels, you have red pill, black pill, whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, even people outside that, you kind of have like lack of empathy. Everyone kind of is scattering and putting guns against each other at this point, you know? Like, you open Reddit, you open Twitter, you open Blue Sky, you open Instagram, you open anything, everyone is just striving to be the top person that they want to be. They want people to look up to them. They want this sort of unachievableness that only they can do. And I feel like they're not putting in the effort to be unique. And even then, that's a really weird concept to me, because I never really, well, maybe when I was a kid, I mean, like, I had never really aspired to be very famous. I mean, I wanted my work to be famous, but, and again, like, this is me talking on the 23rd of December, like, I'm thinking about Christmas and reflecting on the year. So, to me, it's very weird to see people sort of degrade work, say that some work is better than other work, and it's specifically strange for me because obviously I'll be a psychologist soon, and my reason was always to help people, and obviously along the way I started understanding myself more, and it kept me afloat alive, but most importantly, I am achieving the goals I set, and I am doing everything within my power. And I guess this is where it gets personal. Obviously, if you've been following this channel for a while, I've had a very difficult relationship with my family on and off, specifically with my mother, and I guess it's difficult because a lot of people I feel like are empathyless, and seeing someone who I already had a very difficult relationship with sort of say that psychology doesn't matter and we shouldn't have empathy for others was a bit shocking to me at the time, considering that it comes from a doctor as well. So, and I feel like that's the state of the world we live in. Like, obviously I'm projecting sort of an argument, the final arguments with my mother onto the world, but it really does feel that way. It really feels like people just stopped caring about others. Like, obviously I have my friends and I have people who care about me and everything, and family that loves me, and my partner, but I guess I've just been very involved in stuff and activism, and it just feels like everyone just raises their problems and isn't willing to look at other people's problems. And I've just been watching a lot of videos as well, like by 8Vasion. I'm sorry if I'm butchering usernames. But yeah, like about looks maxing and etc. And that sort of is the thing that sort of really makes me confused. I mean, I don't understand a lot about plastic surgery, and I feel like we're in this age where people are striving to look the same, and they feel like the more different you look, the worse it gets. and everyone goes through these superficial um, things. Like you go on a Tinder profile, you go on a Grindr profile, and everyone's like a tall guy, or like I don't know what people want in a girl, but you know. So everything is kind of, I want this, and it's all very superficial. It doesn't even go to cover what's on the inside, and that is really weird. Like obviously, like everyone else, um, I can see an attractive person, be like, wow, that person is attractive, but I can't imagine sort of going for the attractiveness and staying with that. To me, it was always music taste and understanding, and I wanted someone who was like me, my other half, and that's how I found my partner, really, by luck. And I really love my partner. So, and now I see that people are settling or being single or like going on these apps, people going off apps. And I don't have the solution to how do you find a person right now. But at the same time, I just feel like all these techniques of, I don't know, alpha browse, whatever the fuck is going on, just need to stop, and people need to be willing to see the other person. And it's not just like in straight culture. You have that in gay culture as well. There's like stereotypes which people follow. Like everyone sort of want to be passive, want to be aggressive, and it's just very bizarre. And then it goes to show in our life, and then it just projects into this, you need to act that way. And then it gets intertwined even more with money. And it's very bizarre that we live in a world where I mean, obviously there's people who hate Musk. I mean, I hate Musk. But people who feel like, no, that is like, that may be a bad person, but he is so smart because he got a shit ton of money. Or like Bezos, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but the more I grow, the more I age, the more I just feel like, sure, money is a necessity for everyone, but in order to trample over people, that's just bizarre. I don't know. Specifically when it comes to people who are head of companies and etc. So there's a lot of things I've been thinking about, there's a lot of things I've been reflecting. And yeah, I have been staying off social media. And when it comes to trans stuff, there's a lot of people, obviously fragmented as always. There's a lot of straight trans guys saying things like, I just want to be different from the gays, different from everyone else. Then there's I saw a post about trans women fighting gay trans guys. There's a lot of talk about like hormones. There's a lot of talk about everything, really. And I just feel like everyone is trying to achieve something that might not be necessary. I feel like we just need to sit down, shut the fuck up, and think about what we really need. And I really wish the world would be a kinder place, because it's been messing my head a lot. Um, yeah, I just feel like social media is unbearable these days, and it's only gonna get worse. From what I can imagine, people think that, so because of all these wars, people think, okay, that person is X, I'm Y. Uh, X deserves less rights, or Y deserves less rights, and then it ends up being applicable to other things. And there's a massive thing where people don't understand that they moved from one place to another to not be oppressed, and then they end up oppressing other people, just how they were oppressed in the first place. So yeah, grim times. So yeah, I really wanted to pop in quick because I had this to say. I guess Merry Christmas. If you're watching this, I'm not shaming anyone for being alone. Uh, I'm also feeling gloomy from the world situation. I've been. I feel very weird because I barely am home these days, and sitting, relaxing is absolutely bizarre to me right now. So, regardless where you are, who you are, just have a safe Christmas, have a good New Year. Don't hate anyone, and just treat people like people, and I hope you will be treated as a person, how a person should be, and how you will treat people as well. Yeah, I'll see if I'll crawl out for a New Year video. If not, I'll be back in January. But regardless, thank you very much for this year. I really appreciate all the love that I've received. I am overwhelmed with the love I've received this year, and thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So yeah, feel free to fight people on Discord by sharing this video to your Discord channels. Feel free to buy me a coffee if you feel inclined. And yeah, maybe monetization awaits me next year. That's pretty much all I want. Again, I never strive for fame. I just want some money because I'm fucking sitting here spilling my thoughts, and I just want, I guess, to earn some simple coin because I enjoy doing this, and I feel like basically I'm not taking from people in need. I'm taking from YouTube. So yeah, thank you very much for watching.